What is going on, my friends? My name is Cubs Fan Han, and this is another Battlefront 2 video. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I would greatly appreciate it if you considered subscribing to the channel and liking this video if you enjoy the guide. But let me get to my first video in a series of videos I'm going to be doing on Battlefront 2, where I'm appealing to the noobs out there. We're going to do a noob guide on the officer class because we're all noobs at some point, right? And I have recently just come to this game, and while I've played plenty of first-person shooters in my day, I felt really overwhelmed at first with how much was going on and what does each class do and what the heck are these star cards and, you know, how do I use this role right and, you know, how do I get the best battle points and upgrade fast, etc. And so in this video, I'm going to be breaking down how you can use the officer class, so what kind of star card upgrades you might want to consider, and just some general basic tips so that you can get the most out of using this class. And this is definitely going to be a very noob level perspective. If you are brand new to the game, I know a lot of you on this channel have picked up this game because I have recently, and a lot of you are kind of thinking, you know, where do I go from here? So let me help you out because I've been there. I've actually been there very recently. I've been playing just the absolute heck out of my officer class. I'm sitting here at level 64 already on my officer class. I've only been playing the game for a few weeks. This was a class I was advised to start with because it's one of the best classes to level up with, which is definitely a strong appeal to the class, but for some other reasons that we will get into, I think it's one of the more powerful classes. Really helps you get to, you know, the point where you can play with heroes pretty quickly, so it's just a great starting point. All right, my friends, let's get into it. Alright, so getting started with the abilities. You've got 3 abilities for the officer class, and we're going to start with the left ability, the Q ability or L1 ability, depending on if you're on PC or Xbox, and that's the flash grenade. This is seen as very OP by a lot of the community. In fact, I've seen plenty of requests to have this swapped with Leia's flash grenade because this one's a little too OP and hers isn't OP enough, and so maybe a bit overpowered from the sounds of things, but this is going to, as the name denotes, it's going to deal damage, and it's also going to blind your enemies. There are 3 star cards you can use to upgrade each ability that are on the lower half of the star cards screen. The 3 you can use to upgrade this particular ability are the improved flash grenade option, which is basically a buffed flash grenade. You've got a homing shot, which changes the flash grenade completely and kind of is it's like a tracking missile. And then you've got a diffuser as well, which is going to disable incoming explosives. Obviously, the flash grenade itself is pretty OP, and so I don't think very many people are interested in taking that ability away and replacing it with something else, but those are the other options. Your second ability, your E ability on PC, L1, R1, everywhere else, is Battle Command. This is also very OP, and this is the key to building battle points, one of the keys at least to, you know, obviously climbing on the leaderboards, also leveling up very fast, getting to those hero classes a bit quicker, because when you, it's going to buff everyone in the area, and you get points for buffing your team, battle points for buffing your team. There are 3 star card abilities with this that upgrade it. You've got the improved battle command. That's basically just going to increase the area of effect that this ability has, and it also gives you a buff, which is really nice. Then you've also got the recharge command, which takes abilities out of recharge for your allies in the area, and it also increases how long those abilities take to recharge, or before that you need to recharge them. And then you've also got blast command, which gives your team unlimited blaster cooling, both for yourself and for everyone in the area, all of which have their place, and I'll talk about which one I prefer here in just a bit. And then your last ability, your F ability or your R1 ability, depending on, you know, PC or Xbox, PS4. what are these systems called? Is your blaster turret. This is also very good. My biggest I personally, as a player, I'm going to be transparent. I have a hard time knowing how to time the blaster turret and get it placed right, because I feel like I kind of expose myself when I do this. That just might be me. But the 3 star card upgrades that come with this are the improved blaster turret, the squad shield, and the disruption. The squad shield is kind of like in the OG Halo 3 when you just had that shield go around you. That's what that's going to do. Disruption is like, it basically just overheats your enemy weapons automatically and diffuses explosives, disables turrets, that kind of thing. So the 3 star cards cards that I personally have upgraded and equipped to my officer class are number 1, the Officer's Presence star card. Now this one is going to reduce the delay before nearby allies' health regeneration begins, and this is kind of a big part of using the officer class. It's not just about yourself. You're going to really benefit your battle points, etc., by buffing the team around you, and the more that you are in line with your comrades, so to speak, you're going to help them and you're going to get battle points for it, and so that's very, very beneficial to you. The next star card I have equipped is the Bounty Hunter. Now, a lot of my rationale in here is I want to get as many battle points as possible. It's kind of why I'm playing with the officer class to begin with. Not to mention it just kind of fits my playstyle, but I also want to level up fast because I'm a new player. Bounty Hunter just simply gives you more battle points at an increased rate. It's very simply more battle points, and for a new player, that's very beneficial. If you're more of a veteran player, this might not be as beneficial to you. Maybe you've leveled up your officer class to a satisfying point. You don't have any problem getting to the hero classes in the matches, and so you've got really no need to equip this card. That's fine. For newer players, I would recommend it. And then the last one I've got equipped is the Improved Battle Command. This is going to, it says here, an improved version of Battle Command that has shorter recharge time, bigger area of effect, and also buffs yourself, so it's going to give you some nice health. Very, very nice, and that helps you also get more battle points, the more people you can bring into that. And so you definitely want to kind of sit in the middle of a crowd and use this as much as you can. It's definitely an ability that you want to spam. Now, taking a look at the weapons here, we've got 4 weapons for the officer class, one of which I don't have equipped yet, the SE44C. I just haven't got those 400 kills yet. I'm only a few off. I'm gonna have this one pretty soon, but for now I don't have it. But the base weapon you're gonna start with is DC-17. It's a great weapon. It works just fine. I think that there's probably better options, but I personally had no problem getting kills on this weapon. It's a shorter range weapon, and something to note about all of these officer class weapons is they're all pretty short range. I say medium to short range. You're not gonna be sniping anyone with this, although, I mean, you could try. I've had some success with that, you know, to a certain degree with somebody who's just standing there dead in the water. But the only real long-range weapon we've got is the S5. I'm really not a fan of this weapon. While it does have a pretty decent range to it, it has a pretty big recoil, which doesn't kind of fit my playstyle. So if you have a hard time with that recoil, you might have a hard time with this particular weapon. So just something to consider. I really like the Blurrig 1120. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but this one has a double shot with it. You know, it almost says pew pew to you, and I really like that. It has pretty decent damage, has a decent range. I've enjoyed that weapon a lot more than the DC-17. I hear really good things about the SE44C, but I really just can't give advice on that one personally because I haven't used it, and so I'm going to leave that for the masses to decide. Check out the comments. But again, if you're here for the noob guide, you're probably not quite to 400 kills yet, and so I would start with the DC-17. If you like the S5, go for it when you get it. It doesn't take too long to unlock, but the third weapon, the 1120, is the one that I've liked the most. I'm sticking with that one. It's going to take a lot to convince me that the 44C is worth it. All right, and then just some general tips for the officer's class. Number 1, use your battle command a lot, especially when you're around a lot of people. Not only is it going to benefit your team, it's going to benefit you because it gets you more battle points, which both helps you climb the leaderboards, helps you level up faster, etc. This is how you want to use the officer class, especially if you are a noob in the game like me. I would especially recommend using it just right when you spawn. If you join the very beginning of a match, just hit it right away because you're going to be surrounded by a ton of clones. Definitely a solid benefit. If you pay attention at the beginning of your battle, if you're fighting with the clones, for example, you're going to hear right at the beginning, almost immediately, "We're clones! We fight! We win!" That's the officer class doing the battle command, and there's like 20 people doing it. That's why they're doing it. So just something to keep in mind. Kind of along that vein, I would definitely advise you to try to stay with your teammates as much as possible with the officer class because you've got that officer's presence, especially if you equip that star card. It's just going to benefit your team to stay around the rest of the team, and also helps your battle points. It's obviously tempting to run off on your own, do a flank here and there. You know, I mean, just still have fun, do your thing. But the more that you're with your comrades, the better. I don't know why I keep saying comrades. I'm not Russian. I promise I'm not Russian. Flashbang is super OP. I definitely recommend using this to your advantage. It has a pretty decent area of effect. It's going to blind enemies. It has pretty decent damage. It's arguably overpowered. Something to keep in mind if you're new to the game is it doesn't detonate automatically right away. It's going to take a little bit. The delay is probably going to be too long. It's going to be pretty easy for people to get away from it if you don't pull that trigger again. So if you're on Xbox, you use your L1. If you're on computer, you use your PC, you use your Q to re-detonate. So you throw it with the button and then reapply that button so that you can actually explode it, and that will time it right. So you have a little customization there, which is nice. And then finally, last tip is to roll, my friend. Stay out of the way, be comfortable rolling out of the way so that you can get into position for enemies. Now, don't spam it too much because it does have a cooldown, but as soon as you get hit, it's easy to get out of the way fast, get back up into position, and pop some heads. All right, my friends, so this was a very high-level overview to the officer class, very introductory. I'm definitely open to your tips down in the comments below for you veterans out there who are a little bit more familiar with this class. I've been doing nothing but playing this class for the last several weeks, and these are the things that I've learned that have really helped me to improve, to level up fast, and to just have a ton of fun. This is my favorite class. I don't like playing other classes right now, but I am going to force myself to jump into Assault class next so that we can review that, and I'll go through all of the classes over the next several weeks. So let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to this channel, please let me know. Let me know down in the comments, and I will love your comment and welcome you to the channel personally. I'm super excited to have people showing up for Battlefront 2 content, so let me know down in the comments below. And as always, my brothers, don't forget
my dead body. Sorry about the mess.